Hello and welcome to the IFAR Season 16 finale here at Chicagoland. It's going to be a bit of a longer race tonight. Got a few things on the line. Got a bracket we're wrapping up here and a title fight that has come down to a potential 3 contenders. Tonight I'm joined by Victor Delgado III, and we are going to be in for an interesting race here tonight.
Well then, we got three drivers with the potential to win a championship. The least likely, I'll put it lightly, is Jolene Sims, who got into the chase via a wild card. And while she did muster up the same kinds of result that a future entry has throughout the chase races, that disadvantage of being a wild card gave her no bonus points to start this chase. She's going to have to make up 25 points. Second is William Viola, a regular season champion. He had issues at Talladega, and that's why he is 20 points behind our leading championship leader, Gino Bononi. He has been on a roll throughout these final races. He, along with Jolene, have finished top 5 in every chase race, and with an impressive track record here at Chicago, this is pretty much his championship to lose.
I don't have the 51.
Well,
I wonder why. Well, time to go scavenge through car files I might have missed or something niche like that. Probably his NOS
as
car.
probably. I don't have it either, so I'm on that same boat.
Uh, yeah, it must have been something he didn't upload because that wasn't it.
Well, as for the bracket, meanwhile, you brought up, it is still Negron versus Garcia Millian. It's just simply the highest finisher to, at the conclusion of this race, who wins the season bracket. It's just a side thing, doesn't make too big of a championship implication, but if these drivers fail to qualify, which Dylan Negron was the first driver to do so, he can still come up with this consolation prize.
Yeah, it's a little incentive they got for attendance, and I think tonight 22 per solid showing. I believe not last season, but the season before. I think we only had like 10 or so, so a little bit of an uptick.
Yes, sir, and that does open up the door for the potential chance that Benoni doesn't get out of this race as champion. So, assuming he finishes dead last, that would get him 10 points to his credit. So, with the race winner gaining 38 points, that should be enough for Vila or Jolene to bypass him if it comes down to it.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen circumstances hit these guys before. Granted, I wasn't able to make that in our race, but Stephen Gibson came down to an engine failure, and that was pretty much his title hopes gone. So, anything can happen in these NR2003 races. You just kind of gotta watch out for it. Oh, Gino, I think he missed a stall.
Perhaps. But yeah, every driver here for a happy hour going to double check pit speed. We should be 45 and just nail those pit stops. Because this is going to be crucial, especially for the championship contenders tonight, as well as the bracket finalists.
And it was Jolene Sims on the pole tonight.
Yes, sir. And we might as well go over that. So Jolene actually gets a bonus point doing that, so that chips it down ever so slightly. It'll be TalhaDevYT joining him on the front row, then allowing Alexander Gonzalez-Greene in row number 2, Gino Bononi and William Viola, row 3. They'll be digging out pretty early. Young and Alexander Hunt in row 4, with Thomas Troxel and Caden Ripe in row 5. Row 6 contains Cole Rodriguez and Daniel Rivera, Skylar Den and Joshua Clements in row 7. Row 8, Dylan Negron and Julian Howell, while row 9 has Daniel Silla and Stephen Gibson. Yep. World 10, William Gregory and Eric Crawford, and completing the field, 22 cars, Carl Childress and Chris Stollemeyer.
Some stuff, make sure everything's all good and ready to go. I think we're good. Yeah, I didn't check how many laps we had in the race.
Well, that's an interesting topic, actually. AGG putting up a bombshell in this championship race. Usually it's been 100 laps, but tonight we're doing 134, so it's effectively a last-second decision to make this the final 50% race. We've had 3 of those early on this season: Daytona, Charlotte, and Talladega.
All decision.
Drivers,
race time.
to your cars.
So Joshua Clemens actually has put up championship scenarios, and might as well beat them out while we're gridding up. Benoni needs to finish in the top 11, and this championship is his. Viola must win with pole and most laps led, while Gino finishes 12th or worse. Jolene must win, get the bonus points, while Gino finishes 18th and worse, while also outpointing Viola in that regard.
Final IFAR race ever. Yep, 16 seasons. It was a good run.
It is what it is. So engines have fired, cars rolling off. It's going to be 134 laps, 2x where can be using cut physics, and points in no return. We do not go past the scheduled distance.
Except for that one time. I think that happened once.
Well, it could still happen, but
That's definitely weird.
yeah. Under the lights here in Chicagoland Speedway. About to complete 16 seasons in IFAR competition, the pinnacle of NR2003 online racing, and we are ready to crown a champion in the Windy City. Jolene always sails away, but there was a momentary 3 wide for second. Tyler was able to fend them off. AGG slots the third. Viola already up a couple of positions. Already seeing a couple cars trying the outside. This is a multi-group track, but with these, we've seen a lot of Zag, and we've also been racing this version for quite a while. But is it worth it to push this early? I highly doubt it, especially with over half the race still to go.
Yeah, they run this same track in other leagues like BPNR. I think I want to say OSCC has also dabbled into this a little bit as well. And from my experience, pushing in the first run, it's kind of a gamble because you're kind of hoping on a caution. And it's also trying to find that right rhythm of, do you want that track position or do you want to be able to kind of let that come gradually towards the end of the run. It's kind of just picking and choosing how you want to go about it, and qualifying it really heavily implies on how you're going to make that decision, I think. And I see that 35, he's up here running the top line. I think he's pushing a little bit harder. I think he might be banking on maybe a mid-race yellow, or maybe taking a different strategy about it. We'll have to see out of him. He's definitely a guy to watch for sure.
Well, the 35 wants track position, and so does Tyler Z's. He gets to the lead from the outside, but it's now 1 lap ago. Now, CK might have also trying the outside. It has a little bit more grip, but if memory serves correct, that is concrete up there, so you're going to wear out your tires more doing so.
Oh, spinner!
We got a wreck at turn 1 that being landed loud. Maybe Joshua Clemens also tapping him. Skylar Den also, but then that smoke bomb. Caution is out.
Yeah, early mistake. Or actually, we'll have to check the replay. I don't know if he might have had some contact with somebody or what. But yeah, that rear end is crunched up.
Well, we mentioned the over-aggression. I believe the 51 pretty much did just that. Steven Gibson tries to lunge into the inside of Landon Lau and taps him around.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was definitely going with a bit more of a patient approach to this, and Steven just probably wasn't ready for how much he was going to slow up in the corner. Also, nice job on Josh there for, I guess you could probably put a little luck into that as well, just not getting as much damage as he did, because the way he looked like he got into that, it looked like it was going to be a little uglier than what it was.
So an early yellow here in Chicagoland Speedway. Pit lane should open this lap, and it's a bit early to make a 2-tire call in my opinion, so if everyone comes out pit lane, it's got to be 4 tires.
Yeah, I mean, some people might be confident in how they can run with that. So, I mean, maybe not a huge gamble. Might just be, playing that track position game. But, yeah, I also got to think about how cold those tires might get on the restart as well.
TalhaDevYT leads the queue to the pit lane, and looks to be everyone coming down. Don't see anyone staying out. Oh, Jolene overshot. She had the first pit box.
That's costly.
Yeah, got cost her track position after winning pole position. It's going to be the 14. TalhaDevYT's winning out the pit lane. Gonzalez-Greene out second. Viola third. Jolene entered the pit second. She exits 6th place. That's 4 places lost.
Let's see, where'd they put the choose cone on this track?
After start finish.
See if I can find it. Ah, there it is.
We had Landon up against the outside wall, just letting everyone go. He was collected the caution to make the primary car to get wrecked. He survived, but he's gonna have the ill-handling race car for quite a lengthy while.
Thinking probably what he did is he pit before pits were open. And,
Yep.
yeah, there you go.
He had flat tires and couldn't make it back around.
Yeah, sometimes it's just, you get wrecked that bad, not much you can do.
So it's going to be choose cone this lap. TalhaDevYT gets first pick of it. Second through 4 is choosing outside, allowing Benoni to line up right behind Aziz. And besides that, all pretty much an even split.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, you're kind of going down in clusters instead of, you got one guy going low, one guy going high. Kind of got like three clusters of cars going high, 3 clusters going low.
I feel like for Hans, he's entrusting the outside to get going, and just ahead of him, 27, William Viola. If he's needing, he's going to try to get by the 24, who lines up directly beside him, so he's entrusting that the 18 gets a good launch and is able to leave the outside open for Viola to slip through.
Well, we had our first yellow of the race. See how long it takes for our next one. If we have a next one. Hope I don't eat my words there. If Talha can make it to the next one, he's warping out a little bit.
Yeah, he has control of the restart, has to call it, present the restart zone via the game chat, and be right back green. Another warper, that being Steven Gibson, pretty much doing his usual. He's side by side for third, but only I did see wheel spin on that restart. And this should ultimately cost him third place, and it will. Viola up to third. He's gotta get a lot more points on that 24 if he were to win this championship. But we're only about to complete 10 laps, so still plenty of time.
That 35 making that high side work right now. Like we said earlier, do you want to cook your stuff or do you want to save? And I think they're really just trying to learn this track, learn their limits, and maybe just going for just seeing what's up there. Oh, spinner, 90.
Spin, that being the grunt.
Oh, that's a big wreck.
Yeah, that's Daniel Rivera going for a spin. Daniel Silla still manages to hit him somehow.
Oh, yeah, that's a rough hit.
Also collected, and William Gregory.
Yeah, that was a nasty hit for Rivera in the 15.
'90th Negron falling behind Troxel gets loose on the inside. This track is really bumpy, especially through turns 3 and 4 on the inside. So if you don't get that stability under you, especially when you got cool tires on you, it's going to easily snap around.
Yeah, just nowhere for any of those guys to go. Jelani, Gregory, Rivera. Scylla, he might have been able to do a bit more, but yeah, that was just an all-around rough wreck.
Well, we're already caution number 2, not the greatest start to a championship race, but everyone's back down to pit lane. Likely just to get warm tires based on what we just saw. Off the pit lane, AGG over Aziz and Viola third. Skylarden also gains a few positions.
Yeah, Quapple, like, get him, Quapple and Grey Wreck, there's some shit. Yeah, I know, awesome, right? the torch got passed.
San Diego. So under caution number 2, lap 12 of 134 in the IFAR championship race. Just fresh off pit stops, Alexander Gonzalez-Greene will lead us to the choose cone, TalhaDevYT P2. Viola P3, Skylarden P4 on 2 tires. Jolene P5, Alexander Hunt in 6th. Giambanoni P7, Steven Gibson P8, Thomas Troxel P9, and Cole Rodriguez 10th place. No DNFs yet.
I don't hate that call by the 13. You know, after all these cautions we've had, hasn't really had a lot on the tires they just got, so might not end up too bad. We'll have to see.
BGG chooses outside. So pretty much the exact same lineup as the first caution during choose cone. but this time the 18 will have control, hoping to get a better launch to get to the lead.
Thing you were pointing out with that cold tires, and with that 13 taking 2 tires here, I think that might be the gremlin they're gonna have to watch out for sure.
Yes, sir. It's just easy to wheel spin on cold tires, and gotta be really careful on the opening couple of laps or so to get heat into them.
A lot of cautions being, put in right now. Cautions breed cautions, but obviously once we get some green flag laps in, tires start heating up, field starts getting more spread out. I think we'll probably start seeing a little bit more interesting, things going on.
Quiet zone has been called. Up to the 18 to call green in the restart zone. 13 laps in, back 2 cautions, but we're back on the way once more. '18 clear. It'll be bound for second, be nearly 3 wide, and I think it is actually. Tyler trying to get split, but to no avail. And the 13 on those fresh right sides but used up lefts, that he's already fallen back quite a few places.
And run that high line as well. Oh, the 35 is in the wall.
Valdi found his lemon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have to need another yellow or maybe some crazy strategy to get himself back in this. Still a lot of racing left to go.
Exchange for second, that being Villa gained the better of Aziz. Benoni still within the top 10, just all within this traffic.
I mean, in his case scenario, I wouldn't really be making anything big right now. Like I said, long race, no reason to go sending it 3 wide. Just kind of run your race, let everybody figure out where they need to be, and then, kind of start approaching where you need to in terms of, getting some overtakes done.
Right, and he only needs a top 11 finish to clinch the championship, so no big hurry to work your way up the order.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword as well if you think about it, because back here's there's a lot of guys racing a lot more aggressively, higher risk of getting involved in an accident that might throw a big wrench in your circumstances. And,
oh,
we got a
there's
car
a
on the wall.
spin that being landed loud, spinning once more, and it's not a caution. Number 3.
Well, I mean, I was just talking about it. Being in the back, a lot more trouble happens back there.
Yeah, once again, Lau backing up the corners, and the car behind was just caught off guard. This time it was the 90 of Dylan Negron.
Yeah, I think now there's probably a little bit of the mindset of, all right, save my stuff, but I think a little bit more of that now is, with that rear end being gone, I think a little bit is just having the ability to control the car a little bit better with a slower entry into the corner, and yeah, he's definitely getting the worst end of it so far tonight.
Yep, got rear end damage from the first caution, and with no rear end, you're gonna have a lack of rear downforce, so the car is very easy to spin around if you aren't careful about it. And he's gonna try to limp it back to the pit lane with a flat tire. The pits are open, and once again everyone flocks down.
Oh, and Gibson. I don't know who got that. I think Will got it. That was close between the 51 and 27. Looked like the 51 was ahead there at first, but at the end of the exit of Pier Road, hit that yellow line. I'm not sure.
It was indeed the
Oh!
51.
81 just got into the 90 there on the exit of Pier Road. Yeah, we got beef. Not happy there with Dylan DeGron.
Bit of a door bang as they exit pit lane, which spun a 90 around.
We got beef.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like the 51 was ahead of the 27 on pit exit, so we got a new guy in second now.
Righty, time for the choose cone. The 31 was sent to the rear for speeding. It shall be EGG leading us to choose cone. There's Gibson, second place.
Pit police, we'll get you.
And the 18 really likes the outside. Chosen that twice now.
Just a lot of cars in the back chose the outside. I know the 32, I believe it was, or 31 rather, had a penalty, but well, there was like 3 or 4 cars that just chose the outside. I don't know, let me see what the gap is. Okay, never mind, that makes sense. Talking about rear.
And yeah, to your point, it's like, I want to say top 7 were pretty realistic in terms of selection, but then like Ethan Back pretty much chose the same lines that opened up the door for drivers like Kaden Rife and that being Daniel Rivera to gain track position.
Maybe they know something we don't.
Or possibly just trying to get out the melee that is the mid-pack.
Yeah, that is true.
Approaching the restart zone, about to conclude caution period number 3. 20 laps in. Still got plenty of action left. Green flag. Really single filed out throughout the majority of the top 10, but here comes Viola for third on Aziz. Gonna opt for the inside, while Gibson goes for the lead. The 18 leaves the door open out of turn 4. Gonzalez-Greene trying to, well, I was gonna say pinch him, but not really, but regardless, give it up a little bit more space than he should have, because that allowed Steven Gibson to potentially lead his first lap of the night.
Yeah, now you got TalhaDevYT now there underneath him going for second.
And they've certainly picked up the pace now, because initially, if the race went green all the way, I was predicting a 3-stop race. But with these cautions, that chipped off 20 laps, so it's still likely going to be a 3-stop strategy, but there's more leverage to it. Allow tires to be used up.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the run, track position is going to be the most important. There's going to be more cars there. There's going to be, that's where most of the opportunities are going to be.
So while everyone holds station, it is Thomas Truxell among the outside of Jolene Sims trying to, I believe that'll be for 7th place once they cross the stripe. And another side-by-side, that being Alexander Hunt saw his mistake throughout this side of the track some time ago, trying to find the limits on the outside, and he has gotten clear of Garson Muyang for 9th.
Yeah, it looks like he's definitely gotten comfortable with this high line. Oh,
Truxell smacks the wall. And I also saw Bobo from Steven Gibson exiting for TalhaDevYT uses that speed advantage to take back the lead.
I think he hit the apron a little bit in the mid corner. Oh, he's going to touch the wall a little bit here. That's going to kill a lot of his momentum.
And Talha brushing the outside wall through turn 2, the curved back straightaway, the unique gimmick. Around Chicago, Gibson again gets loose.
Oh, 3 wide.
3 wide for the lead, almost. As he's able to get clear, but it's going to translate to 3 wide for 2nd. EGG able to fend off Gibson. We'll see if the 27 Viola can take somewhere, but he's going to brush the outside, so that momentum is wasted.
Yeah, here comes Cole Rodriguez. He's coming up here. He's going to take 3rd potentially from this 51 car. Oh, and he's going to slide a little bit there. Oh, right in front of the 51. Here comes 27 on the bottom. Hunt now has a run.
3 wide for 3rd, just trying to give each other space. That lag grip towards the middle and bottom, pretty much the same grip line. But Gibson's able to prevail to at least keep 3rd. Viola and Cole Rodriguez still side by side for 2nd place, or 4th rather, sorry.
And Alexander Hunt's still making that high line work. He's just running with it.
So Jolene, we saw a pit mistake from her a couple cautions ago. Fighting still for 7th up against Caden Rife. Brilliant trying to follow her through as well as Truxell. Then there's Benoni in P11. He's within that top 11 range to clinch the championship. It is going to be oddly close. But to his benefit, the 27 of Viola isn't at the race lead just yet. But here it comes for 3rd.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it is a bit of a gamble staying back there in that mid-pack. That's where all the, kerfuffle happens. But he's definitely playing it patient right now. And, as this run goes on, I can't imagine he's really been using up his stuff as much as these leaders have been. So he might end up closer to the front than he is right now once we start rolling in pit stops.
Well, after 30 laps, our 24 car does hold the fastest lap of the race, so he definitely has speed. But to your point, he's just taking it easy and play the long game. And we've seen that time and time again.
Classic strategy.
Single file train around Chicagoland Speedway for the IFAR Championship. TalhaDevYT is your race leader. Alexander Gonzalez-Greene, 2nd place. Viola's going to take another crack at it for 3rd against Steven Gibson, with Cole Rodriguez having a front row seat.
Yeah, Steven, he doesn't want to let that spot go this easy. He knows you fall back too far on the running order, that's costing you a lot more time. As those two battle, it's kind of just going to hurt their tires. They got a little bit of leeway, and also not to mention the draft also being a factor.
Now Gibson wants to make moves of his own. Goes underneath the 18 through turns 3 and 4. This will be for 2nd. A little bit of warping from the 51, but nothing too disastrous just yet. Gonna try to get clear of Gonzalez-Greene, and he doesn't exactly just yet. But that open gap allows Viola to slip through potentially for third place.
Oh, Jolene in the wall a little bit there off of 4.
Now that we finally gotten a green flag running, it's just all about getting into the rhythm, tackling the bumps, and being sure that you stay off the wall. Gibson's entering second line from the inside and trying to build up speed through the backstretch here, so he wants the lead. It's just a matter of if he's able to get by Talha.
I'm not sure what the rate Talha has been pushing here. I can't imagine he's really been saving too much, but so far, I mean, he hasn't really pulled too big of a gap, which, I mean, if he was able to make something work a little bit better, it might be a good advantage, but with where he's at right now, you don't want to cook the tires up too much.
Yeah, Talha has the advantage of clean air and being able to control the pace, so he ultimately decides how this tire strategy is going to go.
Couple cars in the wall there off of 4, nothing too crazy.
Meanwhile, Stonemeyer has just retired, so that marks our first retirement of the race. 38 laps in. He's been falling backwards, I've been noticing. He led it at the restart and eventually just kept letting cars go, so is it just a matter of trying to stretch out this initial tire stint so he could benefit in the later stages?
I mean, that's not a terrible strategy. That might be what he's going for here. Oh, 06, big mistake. Hits the apron. Meanwhile, 51 has overtaken the 14 for the lead. 27 has a run right behind that.
And Talha trying anything on the outside to get the speed off the corner to be able to defend. He's gonna brush the wall. And this will allow Viola to get back to second place here. Well, as soon as I mentioned EGG slipping back, he immediately believes that he's saved enough. He's gonna try to overtake now. He's already got by Talha to put him fourth, and now in the hot heels of Jolene Sims for third. Starting to see separation. There's Giambanoni 7th, Garcimunia trying to stay within the draft and 8th. Then it's actually going to be side by side for 9th against Caden Bright, and it'll be Daniel Rivera. So if you're within that second pack, you're almost about ready to lose a draft.
There's a lot of notable. Oh, and Rife. Oh, he makes a big slip right in front of Josh, who almost had to thread the needle a little bit between him and the 13. That was close. Yeah, some of these guys, you know, they were running up there just a little bit ago, and the tire fall off kind of hitting a little earlier than what they were anticipating, or maybe just they were anticipating it, just maybe thought there might have been a yellow.
Well, everyone's gambling for yellows, I suppose.
I don't know, I'm just going on a limb myself.
Meanwhile, for second, Jolene Sims trying the outside around William Viola, but to no avail. AGG doesn't get that time to slip through. And yeah, to your point about the fall-off, Talha unfortunately may have hit that, and has just been falling like a rock here in these past few laps.
Yeah, I mean, if he can kind of keep a semblance of the draft here, maybe stick with Gino, he might not be too cooked, but definitely not the best of spots to be in right now if you're Talha.
Meanwhile, Viola actually goes to the race lead, and the 51 is stuck amongst the outside line, so Jolene should get by for second before EGG thinks about going 3 wide for that, but thinks better of it. Meanwhile, the 35 I was gonna hunt has just gotten off the pit lane, which, good reminder, we're about roughly 5 to 10 laps away from green flag pit stops, although some cars are already begun that cycle.
Yeah, I think Hunt might just, maybe you might have cooked up his tires too much where he just didn't feel like he could run anymore, or maybe going with some unorthodox strategy. We'll have to see.
AGG up to second around the outside of Jolene. Gotta get the best track position possible before you head down the pit lane.
Definitely.
So let's actually compare. The leaders currently floating around 31.9s to 32 flats. Gonna find Hunt here. He's running 31.2, so he's definitely picking up speed here to make a huge undercut on the leaders here.
Yeah. I mean, he might, I don't know where this will put him, but, I mean, some certain strategy and, maybe a Phantom Yeller or something goes his way. I mean, who knows where he'll be.
Going to see Talha and Muyang pitting together. Somebody nearly hitting the 14 as they enter. They gotta bog it down to 45 miles per hour.
Oh, Gregory with a slider right on pit entry there. I think he made it. Man, he was sliding in like Bo Duke. Daggone.
Trying to gain every little time possible through the pit lane, and it can make a huge difference. Jolene, she wants second place back from lead owner Alexander Gonzalez-Greene. But they're trying to go to the end of their fuel stint. The fuel stint can last around 33 to 35 laps, so we're about 5 laps away from that. So that is the last possible lap to complete the green flag pit stops here.
Got Carl Childress, he just pitted, just went a lap down. He's up here.
Stevie
as well.
Gibson is in. And Carl Childress is usually one of the more respectable lap cars, so he's finally has new tires. He's gotta be careful about not accidentally hitting one of these leaders here, and an effort to outlap himself, and he does. Still last place on track, but it's something.
Okay. Still running, right? Daniel Silla just coming out of pit road.
It rejoins right in front of Childress. This will be for position. Still nothing out of the top 4 now. 5th if you want to rope in Cole Rodriguez, who's starting to slip back.
Yeah, I think he was playing the right call. with how he's just running up here, staying with you guys. I think he might have pushed the limit a little too much, and it looks like it's cost him long run.
I feel like trying to pinch his nose underneath AGG, and the 18 gives him the space, but ultimately that won't come into fruition. Meanwhile, Benoni and Colrad down pit lane this lap.
Along with 15 and 19.
So that leaves the, let's see, top 5 left on track. They're yet to pit. But the top 3 are going to pit this lap all together in that one bunch. 13 is going to follow. So we await the 81 car, and he's going to also attempt to pit. I don't think he's making that.
He missed the commitment cone, but the game might be a bit merciful on him. We'll see. Or actually ran right over the commitment cone. He has had a rough night.
Yes, sir.
I'm surprised that thing's still running.
'18 is going to remain in front of these two. It's just a matter of where the others come out of this. I believe it will be the 18 of or 14, sorry, of TalhaDevYT back to the race lead, with Steven Gibson just behind him.
Yeah, Steven definitely pit a little later than Talha did. As Talha, remember, he took a bit of an undercut there.
And that's a bit demoralizing. Like, if the whole point of the undercut is trying to regain the time you lost, but when you end up side by side with a guy you were fighting with, like, for a good portion of that green flag since fresh off the pit lane, he ultimately has the upper hand here, so it's just an uphill battle for the 14 TalhaDevYT.
Yeah, and that can come down. I think sometimes it just comes down to little areas, little mistakes, little areas of just gaining time. You know, Steven might just had a monstrous pit entry that was just nuts. Granted, I didn't see it, but like he genuinely might have just had a really good pit entry, or you know, I just played it perfect there with the call.
That might have been the case. So after green flag pit stops, Steven Gibson leads, and there's a caution.
Caden Rife's around off of 2.
Back amongst the mid-pack, the gaggle for 12th place. Here Crawford hits apron, turn 1, and ultimately loses the car, has to brake safe, and the 97 Caden Rife nowhere to go. 2 car accidents.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes little mistakes like that to get a yellow in the middle of the race. I don't need to do that. I gotta take my looking out.
So this resets pretty much everything. It's the big winners out of this. TalhaDevYT is able to recover. Garson Mulyang, he's been closer to 10th place than the leader, so this is a big game for him. As a hunt with the first car to attempt that undercut, gets 4th place out of this.
So, like I said, straight shakes up the strategy a little bit. So we're gonna get a reset on where everyone's at and try it again. I think my thing crashed.
So off the pit lane, going to be Gibson and Aziz and Mulyang. So top 4 actually have not changed. So an early breakfast in the opening 20 laps, it has simmered down since then. Under caution period number 4 on lap 59 of 134 in the IFAR championship race from Chicagoland Speedway. Stevie Gibson wins off the pit lane with TalhaDevYT P2, Garcia on P3, Alexander Hunt P4, Alexander Gonzalez-Greene P5, Giambononi P6, Jolene Sims P7, William Viola P8, Dylan Negron P9, and Cole Rodriguez in the top 10. From the 22 starters, only one of them has retired so far, that being the 79 of Chris Stallmeyer. Going to be choose cone this lap.
Was Alexander Hunt in 4th when the caution came out?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. That was a strategy I was telling you about. I don't think the 06 touched the cone.
Might have.
Yeah, that might be ELO if they caught that.
In IFAR, it is penalizable if you hit any parts of the arrow, including the outline. So, in that case, it's up to the driver to surrender the position and opt to go to the rear of the field. Otherwise, it'll be a end of lap penalty. That's something Jolene doesn't need if she's gonna have any kind of miracle to win this championship.
Yeah, I mean if they do end up bopping them for that, that would be the post-race penalty.
Then again, ETG takes like a month to release IFAR penalties.
That's fair. Yeah, probably wouldn't. Probably be like a change of position or something. Wouldn't know till like a start of the next season.
Quiet zone, about to complete 60 laps, just shy of halfway. 51 cars, Stephen Gibson has control in the restart zone, and we are back to racing. Oh, Clements gets turned out of turn 2. It's going to be single car and hard into the inside wall.
Ah, that's rough. That's rough. Get a replay on that here shortly. I'm gonna get a lap or two in.
Yeah, for the lead, Gonzalez-Greene had to run down the front straightaway. Gonna have to go around the long way around Million behind Aziz. Clips the outside wall and exits. 18 is still with the 51, gonna pinch him down in 3 and 4. And trying to pretty much exploit the 51's weak spot if the last green flag run has anything to tell us. But the 51 holds firm for the lead. And just terrible luck for Clements. He just left the pit lane now, and he's about ready to go 2 laps down. Still trying to get up to speed while the leaders are going to blow by him.
Yeah, I think I see Gibson there trying to take that sniff a little bit. But I think what happened with that incident there, I'd seen briefly, something probably happened with him in the 90.
Just squeezing them up on exit. So Clements actually remains in front of Gibson, and for his sake, it's imperative for him to do so he can remain one lap down and bank on a yellow to get the lucky dog.
Very big spot to be in right now. I think I heard some clutching on that 92.
I mean, when you're already in a bad spot, you might as well, and if the event this goes green the rest of the way, you gotta have to try some Hail Mary strategy.
Yeah, you might as well throw this kitchen sink at it while it's still hot.
I mean, for Clements, it is possible. You just gotta stretch it to like 37 laps per fuel tank.
Still to put together.
Maybe. Feel like it's by Muyang for 5th place. And Cora trying to do the same with Jolene, but doesn't get the speed needed. Pretty much single file out as we're halfway through the IFAR championship race from Chicago. Stephen Gibson, your race leader. Alexander Gonzalez-Greene, P2. Giampanoni, P3, would be crowned champion if he were to stay there. TalhaDevYT in 4th. Under pressure from Viola. Gonna wrap around the inside to take that spot away. Garcia Muyan trying to follow but couldn't do so. He remains 6th, Jolene 7th, Chloride P8, Hunter 9th, and Daniel Rivera P10, and a massive line of cars behind them.
Yeah, a lot of just these cars in that lower end of this pack. Kind of just running these similar lines right now. I'm curious to see how that ends up on the long run here.
Just gotta be really careful that they don't accidentally bump the car ahead.
Yeah, that is a big thing to watch out for.
I've already seen it a couple of times, unfortunately, Lanalao being the victim to both of them. Back up towards the front, going to be the 3rd place battle. Gino had it across the stripe, but Viola back up to the podium places.
Yeah, this isn't the end of the world, but that points gap, it was 20 plus points headed into this race. Oh, and Garson, hard to the wall.
He keeps it straight, so he's gonna lose a lot of speed doing that. Rivera loose, trying to avoid him coming off of turn 4, but we remain under green flag conditions.
That was a nasty hit. I don't know if you were his controller or not, but I wonder if he had a technical malfunction there that just quit the car from turning there briefly.
And that's just a scary feeling where your wheel, your controller or keyboard just suddenly shuts off. You have no control of your car. The only thing you can hope for is that no one hits you and your car naturally rolls off the racing surface.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the only one that has a right side that's just pancaked. That 90 car has also got quite a bit of side damage, and I wonder if it's from that incident that happened in the first lap of this run with the 92.
May have been the case.
Or it might have been
And wait. Yeah, you can't. Well, I might look at it. This is actually the battle for the bracket, Muyang versus Negron. So neither of them necessarily want to play the safe route and repair the damage, and then risk of losing the bracket.
Oh, the 19!
Gets up. Gets a little bouncy through turn 4, allows Troxel to sneak underneath. This is for 10th place.
I thought they were a little slideways on the exit of 4. Might have been my eyes deceiving me from the camera angle, but it looked like it.
Trump's gonna move up to the top 10. William Gregory, number 31, trying to follow, and he will. Jelani gonna have to chop off the 90 here to limit the damage. Gibson is starting to pull away. He's using Joshua Clemens as a clutch. Viola up to second, meanwhile.
That's actually a really good strategy out of Gibson. Just, get ahead of the field, save tires. Everyone else is gonna have to save tires anyway. You have a bit of a crutch from that lap car. Very, very interesting strategy here. I think it'll benefit him for sure.
Opened up to closer to a 1 second lead. Currently 0.87 from Viola. And Viola himself is starting to break away from third place. Gonzalez-Greene, third place. And to your point earlier, I do hear some cars clutching into turn 3 here.
I might be seeing some fuel games played here. Not sure how close it is, or if maybe they're trying to make it to where they only have to pit one more time. I think that would be the case more than likely. But,
yeah, they went green at lap 60, which 74 laps ago, field tank 33 to 35 laps, so it is indeed possible to only need one more pit stop from then.
And Jolene Sims up to the podium spot now.
I mentioned it during the happy hour. Jolene was able to pretty much finish in the top 5 in the 4 chase races prior to this, along with Gino, but still had to enter this race with a 25-point margin in Gino's favor. That's because she went in as a wild card, and if you had to get into the chase through the wild card, you get no bonus points, unlike Gino, who was comfortably amongst the top 5, so he got a good healthy amount of bonus points to start the chase.
Yeah, definitely. I believe he has 3 wins this season. Definitely one of his stronger seasons. I mean, he's definitely been a force to be reckoned with.
Yep, Gino alongside William Viola in that regard. The 27 won the regular season championship and was battling with Gino in the points for the first few races, but then his issues at Talladega after getting wrecked at the engine damage was forced to call it quits, and he entered this race 20 points behind. Just one race can flip the table on its head.
That just goes out to show how consistent both of those drivers are. I mean, Viola, he just won at Iowa recently, and still probably one of the most consistent drivers of the season, no doubt. But all it took was that one Talladega race, and I think a lot of people knew that was going to be probably the championship decider if something happened. And well, sure enough, put a pretty big points dent, and but in a different situation.
Viola has been neutral with Gibson in terms of lap time comparison, but Gibson has just gone by Clemens here to put the lap car in between him and Viola. So that 92, who was forced to pit after spinning just after the most recent restart, he's experiencing the fall off now.
That's got to be a rough feeling. I mean, having this, I wouldn't say great race. They haven't really been running top 5 the whole race, but he's putting something together, trying to get a race going, and then boom, you have a wreck, and it's a rough feeling. You have to pit, and then now you're 2 laps down, just trying to pick up the pieces of a broken puzzle. Pretty rough feeling.
92 is going to stay outside here because you could. I view it as this: you can fight the leader if you're 1 or 2 laps down, but after that point, once you're gone too many laps down, or if you lose sight of the leader, there's no point in fighting other V-lap cars. So it is great sportsmanship for Clements as Viola is going to head in his pit lane, lap 35 or 85.
Gonna open that cycle. I feel like he could have maybe extended it a bit more.
He's probably not comfortable with his fuel one, so he's gonna make 2 pit stops here. Negron also on that same boat. If he's putting up the compromise strategy in the event that these leaders who are trying to make the distance on field do not make it. And there's a caution as soon as I say that.
Well, oh, that's
That
a
being
nasty
Gregory, B19,
Troxel
and
as well.
Troxel.
Yeah, nasty wreck here on lap 86. Having inside the top 10. A quick replay on it. Yeah, looks like Troxel got loose, overcorrected right in front of the 19, 30, 31, nowhere to go.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Bottom line is really bumpy just by design, and once the tires start to give way, it's going to be really treacherous on exit.
And that's that phantom yellow. That's really put, the cars are just pitted in a really bad spot. Well, maybe not a terrible spot because they just pit, but that definitely is gonna.
This actually helps them because they were in pit lane when the caution was called, and the leader did not pass them at that time, so
Oh, okay. So...
ATG allowed those two to wave back around, so they will stay out here and here one too, or one of them will stay out. Negron's going to come back in.
Yeah, I think Degron, he actually did not pit. He stopped service once he heard the caution came out and went back on.
Catastrophic mistake. But could have been a massive gain for Negron. It's going to be Gibson winning off the pits, Sims P2, ETG third, Benoni fourth, and Alexander Hunt P5, but they'll line up second through 6th as the 27 Willie Viola. Gamble maxing, and it paid off for him. He's going to lead at this restart.
I'm going on with a 92 on paper. I'm not sure what's going on. Sitting next to the 00.
Maybe
AOL anyway.
Yeah, but say 92 is going to go to the rear regardless, so probably just waiting on Troxel. He is the second admin to IFAR, so he's got to relay communications over to AGG. Ensure everyone gets back to the pace queue before the choose cone, and they will do so.
Are they choosing this time?
Yes, sir. And Viola's going to pit this lap, so he was going to lead, but he's going to go to the rear here.
I guess it was probably another fuel thing, probably. I'm not sure.
Really bizarre, but in that case, that gives the lead back to Steven Gibson, who chooses the inside. Jolene Sims will rely alongside AGG and Talha's row 2 with Benoni and Rivera row 3. This puts strategy pretty much out the window as it is an easy one stop here. Going to be restarting with 44 laps to go, so just split it down the middle, ideally to 22 laps. In the eyes of Viola, he went from the biggest winner in the casino to being the most cheated out figure in this round of caution pit stops. So he's got to work his way back up. Gibson, meanwhile, launches up as we go into the concluding 44 laps. Well, Sims clipped the apron a little bit, but doesn't have the 18 Rhinos her bumper to pounce on for second place. Viola just working through a minefield. I thought he was going to get wrecked by Jelani entering turn 1. They were 3 wide hitting in, but they all survived for the time being.
Yeah, I was telling you, it's a minefield back here, especially on these restarts. It's where the most aggression is. Oh, and there you go.
That being Cole Rodriguez and Lena Lau. Caution is out.
Oh, big hit for Negron in the 90. Absolutely clobbered that car into the wall.
And 97 also among that smoke, Caden Rife.
Alright, let's get a replay. Let's go TV2 here.
So, in front of Colrad was the 15 of Dan Rivera, who got loose trying to exit forward. So the 91 washes up, trying to get to his outside, but the 81 with a head of steam is already pretty much alongside him. By the time Colrad realized it, it was pretty much too late. Ends up clipping him, and Colrad gets clipped by Harry Crawford in a scramble.
This is got to be really interesting from Negron. I think he gets up into the 97. It's a really hard hit into the wall, and then comes back down the track right into the 91. Almost flips Cole Rodriguez. What a gnarly turn of events there. I say gnarly, what a just wild turn of events, rather.
Another caution, another set a caution flag pit stops.
Imagine if NR had limited tire sets like they have in iRacing. That'd be interesting.
Some leagues do it. But I don't think with a race like this, it's something that should be implemented. Gibson went off the pit lane as he's P2, EGG in third. And Dan Rivera, number 15, has a 2-minute tow, so he's just going to be sitting pretty in his pit box for a while.
Yeah, that's rough.
And Rivera didn't have reverse gear after overshooting his pit box, hence why he was forced to tow.
Yeah, that would do it. That's rough. I've only heard of reverse is not one of them gears you lose very often, but it does happen. When you're in a pickle like that, I was just like, man, just get this race over with, bro. Dang on. Just sometimes the world is against you like that.
I've heard people losing all but one gear in a race, but that's pretty much about it. 19th July Hollow, meanwhile, gets a black flag. He'll restart at the back after being within the top 15 pretty much all day. Looking at lap count, we're restarting with lap 40 laps to go, so it's like barely possible. Like, I've seen 40 laps on an intermediate workout. Like, there was a Homestead finish where it came down to fuel mileage, and they went 40 laps on a fuel tank miraculously at Homestead.
Yeah.
So I wonder, it's going to be a dividing factor if people are going to try that, or they'll probably think quick and pray for a yellow that they just speed off into the distance and just take the one stop.
I remember in that Homestead race, I don't know how much closer the fuel factor was in that race. I don't quite recall, but I know Joshua Clements was about 1 lap shy of making that pit stop over fuel save strategy work.
Yeah, he was within a second of race winner AGG by the time the checker flag flew. But it looks like we're back green. 51 again launches off. Garcia-Williams loose in front of the 13. It's going to be a big one.
Well,
Gregory in the grass. Caden Bright once more. Scouted in.
Cautions breed cautions. There you go.
So initially Garcia-Williams didn't get going, but then goes out of line and just turns down. Just wheel spins. He didn't get up to third before the wheel spin caught up to him.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's just a rough situation.
Pit lane open, and there's actually some diversity here. Some majority opting to stay out. The first car opting to pit is the 18 of the Gonzalez-Greene.
I'm a little surprised more people didn't pit. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, there's going to be people who will want to get the track position, and their method of fuel saving under caution is just by clutching. But for these,
Is really important here,
yeah, and these guys who are pitting now are going to fill it up to the brim, so they have more leverage, especially with more frequent yellows at this point, as well as get their tires in better temperature compared to those who stayed out. Alright, I lost track of how many cautions. I believe this is number 9. Somewhere around there.
Fortunately, I don't got like a caution counter or nothing.
Neither do I.
Yeah, it's caution number something. We'll go with that.
We're about ready to hit double digits.
Oh, shoot. Heck on. Didn't feel like it's been that bad. I mean, I guess it being a longer race might be why, but heck on.
Still, could be worse. It could be that one Coca-Cola 600.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's going to be choose cone at this time. Gibson once again leads the field to the orange arrow. Just past the start-finish line here. couple takers on what's effectively the last chance. Pit lane will open. Just trying to capitalize on the fuel mileage.
AGG, he's gonna probably. I think he took some tires there as well. I'm not sure if the 1518 took, or I say 1581 took tires.
I believe they did.
Oh, okay. I just had a tire position or something.
So once we go green, it'll be 37 to go. So for these cars that pitted either just now or a lap ago, they're in a much more manageable position to make it from here.
Well, we got about 30 some more laps to go. Last race of the season. Let's see what we can do here.
At least that is finish with a decent run. Into the restart zone. Late call by Gibson, but we are back green.
Pretty good start there by Jolene. Is able to get around Tala there.
And Viola's also back up here. He was sent to the rear a couple of cautions ago, and right now he is in the rear view mirror of Gio Bononi. These two, 1-2 in the championship heading in, separated by 20 points. Any hope for Viola to win this championship is to hope that Bononi goes on a downhill spiral. Viola had his nose underneath, but backs out. Just not close enough to establish himself side by side.
Oh,
breaking
spinner.
it back. That being Daniel Silla
Somehow.
for staying green.
Somehow, single car.
Benoni trying to make a move on Crawford for 4th place, and Viola trying to pounce on that opportunity as well. And Benoni has the preferred line through turn 1 on Crawford. Gonna break up that MCR duo there in the top 5. And Benoni up to 4th. Gonna now work on Tala for 3rd. At least I'm hearing clutch from 24 still. Oh, and he nearly gets tapped by Aziz, who had a run on the outside exit turn 2. Right now I'm not hearing any clutch from either the 14 or 76.
I think that run, I don't think Gino quite knew he wasn't clear. Car on pit road 13 of Skylar Den. Not sure if something might have happened on that reset. They might have got involved in one of the spins we didn't quite catch.
Maybe so.
Speaking of spin, I think another car spun is Daniel Rivera. They were down pit road. The plume of smoke there on exit 4. They got some rear end damage.
Is that the night Rivera wants to cap off his season?
No, definitely not. They've actually had some pretty solid runs here. I think they got a podium at, I want to say, I don't remember what track, but they got a podium one of these races recently, and they've been running, running top 5 occasionally, and top 10 fairly well. Just a lot of that just hasn't quite accumulated towards the finish for the overall majority of the season. But they found some pace.
Well, at least for tonight, Rivera attempted to clutch through the corner and the car got loose on him, saying that he should have coasted. That's another way to lose the car if you try to clutch it in and you simply just aren't ready for the car to catch itself out. It can throw you into the pit lane a lot earlier than you want to.
Right. Yeah, I actually, I've actually had a very smooth experience with that. I was trying that one time back when I was first doing it, or like 3 years ago. I say 3 years, but probably about 2 years ago. I was doing it at, I think it was Atlanta, and I got really loose on entry. Like, all right, I'm not doing that again. At least not under green. So I have a rule for myself: I don't clutch under green flag conditions under almost any circumstances.
Top 5 have broken off. Viola leading a train of cars who want to avoid the pit lane under this, what could be the final green flag run. Currently 6th place Negron at P7, with Thomas Troxel 8th place. Carl Childress is up here, trying to get around Clemens on the outside for 9th as 92 gets loose, while they're 3 right behind him.
I know Carl in this run had a pretty good restart, and he's been running kind of around this top 10 area most of the run, getting pretty tight here. Oh, gets to the 31.
Geez.
Yeah, it's getting tight here. We got a lot
It
of cars jumbled up here. Rush hour traffic, just outside the top 10.
And to thank my friend at Daytona tonight on accident. Now feel like it's split 3 wide by Childress and Colrad. AGG trying to carve a way forward, but the 91 either been clipping the apron or just simply didn't get enough speed off the corner. Here comes Jelani on the outside of Childress. There's going to be Skyler Dent spinning, only one car.
And they just pit too. And some guys just not having a good race.
Oh, that's Jolene on the outside.
Man,
she was 2nd place. It got massive rear end damage.
I'm not. Take a quick look at it. Oh, I think they might have had some help. Nope, they didn't. You're talking about clutching on corner entry and getting that car unstable. That's exactly what happened to the 06 Julian Sims.
Yep, that's just one of the risks. Unfortunately, these drivers gonna have to take. She's fighting for the championship, but just the least likely to do so heading in. Her hopes were high winning pole position tonight, which gained her 1 bonus point, but ultimately that all comes unraveled with a simple mistake.
Yeah, as we're gonna take this one last pit stop here, maybe get something going their way, but that's just rough, unfortunately.
Gets in with a 1.5 second lead over Benoni as there's Daniel Silla in between them. Talha, 3rd place after leading a good portion of the early parts of the race. Harry Crawford has been really quiet, haven't mentioned a whole lot. P4. Didn't grimy while under pressure from Troxel for P5.
I got a lot of people up here fuel saving. I even heard Carl, he was clutching it in turn 1. A lot of these guys, hitting that clutch, and we're seeing this risk. We see it with Rivera, we see it with Jolene just now. You got to make sure you have a really comfortable entry before you do it. It's just, if you know what you're doing, maybe not so much of a huge gamble, but with how upset the car can get if you're not, that's when it starts turning into some trickery.
And when it comes to clutching in the corner, more often than not, the car likes to kick out when you're getting off the clutch and trying to gas it back up immediately. The car briefly is upset when you lift up the clutch, so gotta be careful transitioning from clutch back to full throttle.
Definitely so. You don't want to go too crazy with it.
Daniel Silla up in the wall. Clemens just narrowly avoiding while he is battling Cole Rodriguez and Alexander Gonzalez-Greene. This is for 7th place.
They might have been a little bit closer on field than what we were thinking. I mean, Peter is kind of close.
Yep, anywhere from, I want to say, 39 to 37 laps when we go green across the entire field. So, definitely going to be nail-biting and what is the final race of Season 16. Talha's and Harry Crawford backed up to Troxel and Legrand, so that'd be a 4-car cluster for 3rd. Meanwhile, Skyradin fresh off the pit lane, trying to get by this group as soon as he can and cleanly as he can.
Yeah, I mean, it's just none of them cars. Oh, and Harry slid up right in front of him.
13 is going to get into the wall, which also reels in the battle for what was 7th place. So, got different kinds of strategies in terms of how much to save, and right now, that and when to also. So, the 14 and 76 peeled off, likely chasing after the lead, but then thought better of it and backed up.
Yeah, I think that was a smart move overall. You know, I'll let that discipline. As a driver, you want to be ahead of the car behind you, especially when you have the car that can, you know, stay in front of them and push what you need to do to stay ahead. But you got to stay disciplined and save enough fuel to make it to the end of his truck. So he's going to slide up right in front of the 13. I don't know how they didn't hit. Holy cow, that was insane.
But that does hinder Troxel quite a lot, and he was in a catbird seat if Gibson and Benoni aren't able to catch up to the leaders after the pit stop. So he would have been 2nd place, but unfortunately that all unraveled for him.
I don't know. He came really close to just... Skyler almost met the heavens there. Daggone.
And battle 3rd, Aziz versus AGG. These two on the same plan. Pretty much everyone else in this.
Oh!
The 13 Skydan against
Oh, they're in the air!
Nearly a blowover, keeps it on the ground somehow, but caution is called.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that at this track before.
Well, this is the Windy City, and the wind picked up underneath the 13.
Wow. Spectator got a good shot of that. Yeah. Daggone. 91 probably got the worst of that. Or, well, obviously the 13 did, but of cars that, like, could have got, I got, like, damage from that probably, other than the 13.
Yeah, Skylar Dan's just been really unlucky during this green flag run specifically, and that is a way to go out.
Well, I mean, it still runs. So it's not over, but whatever fuel shenanigans you guys were playing, those games are over. Pretty sure.
Yep.
It's go time now.
51 and 24 who ran away during this run, the big winners of this one, but now it is crunch time. What could be the final pit stops of this race, and this book can very well turn away the championship if Gio Benoni does not get the track position.
Yeah. He's gonna come out on top
Fuel only?
That's... Did he mean to do that?
I don't know if he meant to, and I certainly hope he didn't mean to, because Gibson, on the other hand, gets second place with Talha. He took 4 tires.
Did he think more people were not going to take tires? I mean, that was a fairly long run. That's a gamble I don't think I can respect. I mean, if it works, good on him, but I don't know, man. I mean, that's a call.
That is a call of all time.
And you got Talha, he beat out Steve, it looks like. Heck on it.
Well, 13 officially called it quits. They're already 4 laps down, so there's no point to it. And also Daniel Silla, who went into the garage and just recently got DQ'd.
Yeah, that would do it.
So, yep, Benoni realizing that mistake, he's gonna surrender the lead, get 4 tires, handing the race lead over to Talha Aziz.
Yeah, that is a very, very big mistake.
Fairly irregular for Benoni as they hit the choose cone. So with Benoni at the back, might as well reiterate the scenarios for Viola, who must win and gather the bonus points. He didn't win pole. Nor do I believe he led most laps, so that's out the window. So if he were to win this race, he's gonna hope that Benoni finishes 13th or worse. Meanwhile, for Jolene, who will... Where are they actually? They're in the back, actually, so if she were to win, and she got the pole, didn't lead good, healthy amount of laps, if any, so Benoni is gonna have to finish 19th then, or worse in that regard, if Jolene were to win. Going to restart with 11 laps to go. Points and no return at 4. 14 car the control. And we are back green. Talha already trying to get away. Gibson runs the middle lane, gets loose, leaves the door wide open for Gonzalez-Greene to slip into second. Back here, the battle for 7th place rather. This is for the bracket. Number 70, Garcia on the outside of the garage trying to defend. The 70 gets into the wall just narrowly at the exit of turn 4. McColrod, number 91 around the outside, is going to be able to keep fourth from Harry Crawford and narrowly wrecks the 51 to Gibson. He wants 3rd.
Yeah, Gibson, I think, was trying a bit of block there. 91 was like, nah, you can't do that. Save 6 going to lose a spot here to Joshua Clements.
And Clements was 2 laps down at some point during the second half, and he's back into the top 5. Great recovery drive. The top two running away from the pack. Aziz and AGG running their fastest laps of the race this most recent time. AGG gained the better ever so slightly with 7 to go now.
Yeah, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Talha's definitely going to need some kind of something to go his way here, because I doubt AGG is going to be easy on him for this.
Benoni, meanwhile, on that recovery drive after a catastrophic mistake that will certainly not allow him to win the race, but he's still going to likely get away with this championship. He is back up to the top 10.
Yeah, I think for him just right now, just do what you've been doing this whole season. Staying consistent, running what you need to run, being where you need to be.
AGG has been clawing into Talha Aziz's any time advantage he had. Going to be right on his bumper, hitting 5 to go. Point to no return this next lap.
AGG, he's one of them drivers. He'll let you know he's there. He doesn't usually leave a lot of space to spare. He uses any real estate he's given. And you see
Here
right
he goes
there.
to the inside. And Talha's going to try to fight back on the outside, but it will likely not help him get the run he needed. Points to no return. You got Gibson, he's going to get walled by the 51, and those two with a history against each other, they wreck from second place.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something that's going to... Talha, I think, was in position there. Maybe get a top 5. That is going to ruin any chance of that happening.
3 to go. The gap between first and second now over 1 second. Cole Rodriguez actually inherits that spot. Clemens in third. And Benoni continuing to have a cracking job in this final run into the top 5 as Viola makes room to third place, overtaking Clements. 2 to go.
White flag next time by for the final time here in season 16.
Taking the white flag, number 18 opted out of the chase as the league owner. He not only has to provide for the league, but has to be the bench setter. He sets the standards of the racing in this league. And looks like he's going to run off with yet another race win to cap off the season. Coming out for Amazon Gonzalez-Greene is going to win at Chicago. There's going to be a spin behind, but it is Gino Bononi, your season 16 champion.
Terrible crash off of turn 4. Huge plume of cars crashing. Several involved. Quick replay on that. I think Harry might have gotten involved in that.
Now it started with Clemens, who just shot straight at the exit of 4, so something happened with them. Maybe his game froze or his wheel disconnected. But that cost him a top 5.
Yeah, that's a huge wreck coming. Oh my gosh, Garson. That was a nasty crash. Coming to the line, Caden Rife, Thomas Troxel. That gum. That was a huge wreck. Several drivers congratulate Alexander Gonzalez-Greene on the victory of the race. Gino Bononi with the title. Gino joined this league, I'm pretty sure, in Season 4. It's Season 16 now. They just introduced the IFAR Chase for the first time this season, and Gino Bononi is an IFAR champion.
And just really sensational Bononi has been this season, able to pretty much be dead even with Viola throughout the regular season. But with this inaugural chase, Bononi made these 5 races count. He has a great track record here in Chicago, whether it be the championship race or not. He finishes 4th place tonight, but it is enough to secure this championship.
He is burning it down.
You can win as many races as you would like, but championships are really hard to come by, especially if you don't run too many leagues.
Yeah, definitely so. It takes a lot to put together a season with not just consistency, but being able to win races on enough of a basis that puts you in a good points position, staying on top of where you need to be. And even with the chase format, it, you know, arguably makes it a little bit more difficult. Just depending on who the party is, but yeah, just putting yourself in that circumstance, doing what you need to do, and there you have it. Season 16 IFAR champion, Gino Bononi. Alright, let's see if I can get a good shot of these guys.
While you do that, might as well read up the finishing order. And
What the?
good job, so jump scare of a lifetime.
What? What is he? What? Is he good? Is he crying?
Well, I'll get to why in a second. AGG wins the race, Carl Rodriguez second, William Viola P3, Gino Bononi your champion in P4, Jolene Simpson fifth, July Hollow P6, and right at the line, while Clemens was wrecking, it was side by side between the 2 bracket contenders. It is Dylan DeGron finishing 7th, who wins the bracket.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know it was coming down to that. I probably should have paid more attention, but daggone.
I probably should have as well.
It's all good. Maybe we were still focused on the other things, the champion and the race winner, like daggone.
William Gregory P8, Joshua Clemens P9, Garcia Munoz, unfortunate to have the bracket slip up.
Snap, I forgot I had that.
And finish 10th. Lionel Lau, P11, Henry Crawford, P12, Keenan Wright, 13th, Thomas Troxel, P14, Tyler Aziz, 15th, Steven Gibson, 16th. If I look into the Discord chat, I'm going to assume there's a good amount of beef between these two.
I have 9. Why do I have so many pings? Oh god. Someone get hacked? Yes, someone got
Perhaps.
hacked. Yeah,
Well,
I was thinking someone was just spam pinging my DMs. Now someone got hacked in the Delta Sim Discord.
hacking season.
Okay, so
Two
one thing
Okay, go ahead.
Daniel Rodriguez's suspension has concluded.
Yippee. For the enemy to finish up the results, Carl Childers 17th, Amazon Hunt 18th, Daniel Rivera P19, and Daniel Silla top 20, with Skylar Den and Chris Stallmeyer completing the 22-car grid for the season finale.
Well, looks like our race winner is in the waiting room. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Howdy, howdy, Mr. IFAR Season 16 champion. How we feeling?
I can't believe that I've won the championship. I'm pumped. I'm speechless.
I mean, you did everything you needed to. You stayed consistent. You hit your marks, and here you are, a champion in IFAR.
I I genuinely never thought I was going to win one of these. I have come second place so many times in this league, and I've never been able to put together a full season. Usually something has gone wrong, and this season everything just worked out in my favor for once. I'm just so happy right now.
I know, man. Like, I definitely feel for you. Like me and you, we go a long way, but I've always looked to you as someone who sets the standards for just NR in general. Like, you're one of the long veterans in IFAR, and even carry that to NARL and CCRS. So, really good showings here, especially in the inaugural stage for the IFAR Cup. Great championship, bud.
Thank you. I've wanted this one for a while. This is the first league I was in way back in season 4, I think. Cameron brought me in here. And I've competed for championships most seasons, and I've never been able to put the season together to win one. I've won championships everywhere else except for here. This has been one that's been nagging me for a long time, and I'm so happy I managed to finally get one of these.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of more. You seem a little more mortal for quite a little bit. Like that final pit stop, it's just a simple mistake, but you rally back up to finish fourth. Was it just a simple mistake, or you just want to give yourself a little challenge?
So that last pit stop, I did a little bit of a funny thing. So when we were running last time, I think before the last caution, I was debating whether to top the car off or not, and I didn't have the tires selected, and I forgot to put the tires back on. So when we came down pit road, they didn't put tires on the car. I had to come back down and put tires back on the car, so I had to come from the back. I did take note that Viola and Jolene were also kind of far back, so I felt fairly safe doing it, but a little bit of a choke job there, but I managed to get back up there.
I mean, sometimes mistakes are just part of the soup, right?
Yeah, and that one was quite a bad one. That if they were having better days and they were leading and getting max points, that would have been very bad. But luckily, again this season things have worked out for me when they usually don't. So it's just been that kind of season. And even it goes back to Talladega. Of pretty much every one of my competitors got involved in a wreck, including myself, but I came back and finished 5th, and they didn't. So it just luck was on my side this season, and I'm speechless about winning this championship.
Well, do you have anything else you wanted to say before we let you go?
I want to thank everyone that I race with, everyone on Shejadan, Cameron for bringing me here. This has been a great time. I've been doing this for fucking 4 years now, and it's been a great time. This is the championship I've been after. I love everyone I race with. Yeah, without them, I don't think I'd be having as much fun as I do. I also want to thank Alex for putting on this season, because I know he works extremely hard getting these seasons to be up to par how he wants them. I know some weeks are better than others, but I know he puts in the work.
Definitely something we can respect out of AGG. He's definitely, a lot of work in for sure. Victor, do you have any last questions for Gino?
No, sir.
All right, well, you finally got it. I don't know when next season's starting. I don't know what the road ahead looks like, but regardless, congrats on the championship, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you. I also want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I absolutely love it. I watch all the races back, so love the work you guys do.
All right, we have a good one, man.
Thank you. You too.
Right. Well, that was
Buddy was
season
moved out of your
16
channel.
champion Gina Benoni. Let's see who else we got next on the running order. Cole Rodriguez. Let's go ahead and bring him in.
User was moved to your channel.
Mr. Cole Rodriguez, got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, you came home P2. I think there was a little bit of a kerfuffle between the 51 and the 14, but regardless, came out on top. Or not on top, but on the podium. Had a pretty good race finish there. What was your thoughts on the race overall?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the race overall is very chaotic. I thought there were many cautions. There was strategy, the fuel strategy in the mid run, which was honestly really cool to see. It wasn't like all the yellows were spaced out. Like there was kind of a lot at the beginning, and of course the couple at the end there. But yeah, it was a bad qualifying day as per usual because I'm terrible at qualifying. I'm a lot better during the race, which was the case for this one. But yeah, I was honestly just avoiding a lot of wrecks. The Scholar wreck was, I thought my race was over because I saw a car like come back up into the track, and
I was about
don't
to say, like,
know. Yeah, I don't.
what
know
was
how
your thoughts on that? I know I would have been freaking out.
I just saw it and I was like, yeah, like I just like accepted my fate. I was like, my race is over. Like Josh is on the outside of me. I just froze. I was like, because Skylar could have turned the wheel like either way, and the car would have went, wherever would have certainly, they would have turned the wheel. And I was just thinking like, just please don't turn it like to the left, which would turn it, back the car back up into us, which is me and Josh. So, but luckily that did not happen, and I'd love to fight another day. And then, of course, the Steven wreck, which was kind of unfortunate and honestly kind of unacceptable. I mean, I know they're going pretty hard, but that was very unfortunate to see, especially Talha having such a great day to be taken out like that. But yeah, no, honestly, it opened the door for me and Josh and took P2. Was almost, I should say, I almost caught Alex. I mean, I did actually gain a little bit just because of the draft and stuff there. I wasn't quite in his third year because I was far enough away, but I didn't have enough laps. Tires were obviously pushed a lot, and Viola was actually flying. Viola was very fast. Josh kind of fell off a little bit, but I was able to park it on the bottom, keep P2, and it was a great season. I'm happy with it. Others had a couple bad races, but I'm looking forward to what's in store for next season.
Victor, do you have any questions for Mr. Colrad?
No?
Right. Well, I've noticed you've been kind of getting a little bit more rhythm kind of getting into you, or I say getting into you. It's kind of a bit of just circumstances, but I think as well as the fact that you've kind of been starting to figure out these oval races a bit more. They've been starting to forgive you a bit for, or not forgive you, but they've been giving you merciful finishes, I guess I would say. Because I know there's a lot of circumstance that can come to these races, but it seems that tonight being a blaring example, but notice these ovals have been a lot nicer to you as of late.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've kind of I've been around here a long time. I've had like 100 plus starts now. I had hit 100 starts this season. Not sure when. I think I'm a couple above 100 now, but yeah, I've just been around long enough. I kind of know, there's a certain driving style to it. Tires matter a lot in these races. It's not just kind of all full push, and there's a lot of guys who know what they're doing. There's some guys who don't know what they're doing, which, the balance is, there's certainly a fine balance there, but
Right.
when you're up at the front, it's a lot of like, oh, am I doing my own thing here? Am I like going, like, am I trying to, copy off of this driver, or like, oh, this driver's doing something different, like, or, just trying to honestly navigate just who I should trust and what I should be doing throughout the races. The strategy is very, very important, I would say, especially with, very random cautions, I guess, with the back half of the field, and honestly just wherever. So yeah.
Well, other than that, that's all I had. Do you have any other statements you wanted to leave us with before you call it good?
Congrats to Gino, first championship teammate. That is amazing. I know he's been close many times, very close. I know like my best finish in this championship was season 11. I was second and he was third. That was a great battle between us, and glad to see them that he was finally able to take home this championship. And I don't actually even know if he finished top 10 or not, but I know that Viola and Jillian obviously were not, didn't have that winning, maybe the winning speed, but they didn't have that winning car there at the end. So it was kind of not too much of a problem depending on where they finished. It kind of seemed like Gino had it wrapped up there, but thanks to Shejajan and congrats to Gino. And the bracket, I don't know if you saw that. That was honestly insane. That ending with like wrecking and flipping for the bracket win, like at the end there, that is peak cinema. I don't know what else you want. So yeah, that was I mean, obviously with Garson being on the team, that's unfortunate, but congrats to Dylan and congrats to Gino. And I guess the season will start up 3 or so weeks, depending on however long we got here. So yeah, we'll do some more probably, I guess, off-season testing. We'll look at some replays. I usually like looking at my replays, seeing what I can do better, how I can take corners better. But yeah, it was like I said, great season, and looking forward to next season.
Great. Well, congrats on the podium, and see you then.
Yep. Thank you guys for streaming. I always watch your streams back, at least the finishes, when I have the time. So it's very, very appreciate that, and very nice to see somebody's actually caring about like sacrificing not driving. It's letting their time for our convenience and a stream. So I appreciate it.
Oh man. All right. You have a blessed day.
Yep. You as well. Have a good night.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right. Well, let's see. Who do we got next? Viola. All right. Let's go ahead and bring in Viola, and I guess we'll go ahead and bring in his team owner as well, since they're kind of related.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
All right. Will, you got a copy?
Yep.
All right. Well, you came home P3. I mean, you knew what situation you were in entering this race. Obviously, it's been an interesting chase with how things have kind of formatted and came around. But overall, how would you say that went?
I mean, disappointed just by not really the race. I mean, it was an incredible run going from like, I don't know, 12th, 13th, 14th, wherever it was on that last restart, going back up to third. Just disappointed with, the whole season. I mean, doesn't matter what happens first 10 races, points reset. Just comes down to a Talladega race.
Sure. Victor, you had any questions for Will?
No, I do want to reaffirm it was clinched last week, but congratulations as a consolation prize on winning the Constructors' Championship. Of course, Arya Carmona is going to glaze the ever hell out of it. If she's even alive.
Yes, I have a copy.
Do you have any statements to in regards to the constructors title and the third place finish tonight from William Viola?
Yeah, of course. As I mentioned last week, the Constructors Championship this year was amazing by all of our drivers. That goes to Will, that goes to Josh, that goes to Jolene, and that goes to Liam. They all contribute in their unique ways. William, again, spearhead and charge. Joshua contributed very greatly with his wins at the start of the season to give us that early stability. Jolene scored podiums and was always consistent, came back from her setbacks in the middle of the Porsche. And Liam obviously has the wisdom, the knowledge of doing this a couple times, so he was also a good spirit in the team and good sense of direction, of course. And William finishing P3 tonight and Jolene 5th, Joshua 9th, it kind of just exemplifies those qualities within the team. Great cohesiveness. And in the end, we came up a bit short. I kind of just echo William's statements, of course, regarding the current system that we're under, but also we all play to the same rules. So, Gino's a deserving world champion, mind you now. And yeah, he should definitely enjoy this one because that's definitely been a long time coming. And yeah, The most I can say is that I'm proud for my drivers. I'm obviously very grateful for their effort over the course of the season, and yeah, that's all I can really say.
Did either of you have any other statements before we let y'all go?
Congrats to Gino. He did nothing wrong with anything. You know, he did everything he needed to do in the chase.
Congrats on the constructors. Congrats on the podium, and well, again, I know it's consolation at this point, but the regular season title. I'm not sure when next season starts, but regardless, good luck to y'all on that.
Thank you. Grazie.
All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring
User
in...
was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our... Let's see, who's next? Was it... I know it's Kid and Ref is in there. I guess we talked a little longer. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Let's see. Next up is our bracket champion.
User was moved to your channel.
Still on the ground. You got a copy?
I'm here.
All right. Well, elephant in the room. You got the bracket. It came down to the last lap. Just flurry of sparks, I guess, in a sense. Overall, what was your thoughts on that race?
I had a really bad race today, and I'm really sorry to like a lot of people. Yeah, I'm not sure who wrecked during the fuel run, but I had to undercut and I got sent to the back during that. I thought my bracket was over, but I got lucky at the end, and then Josh wrecked in front of us, and yeah, I got flipped almost to a bracket win.
I know Garson, he absolutely got his J's crease there. I mean, holy man.
It's very
coming down to that.
We had a all-timer finish loading right there. That was gonna be a really good finish too, and I just had a really bad turn 4, but we definitely could have all been better. I definitely could have been a lot better. It sucks the race was a bit chaotic because the track was pretty fun, but I'm looking forward to next season for sure. I'll probably be banned for at least a race, but yeah.
Could be worse. But yeah. I don't know how many brackets you've done before, but is this your first ever time winning a bracket in a league?
Yeah. Most of the time I just don't show up for the rest of it. So, yeah, this is like the first one I won, and I'm happy about it. But I definitely want to go to bed now. I've been up since 4 a.m. So here we are.
Daggum. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and make this quick. Victor, do you have any questions for Mr. Dillon?
No, but in regards to your penalty when you did pit, when that caution came out, you can blame Thomas Troxel.
All right. Yeah, because that nearly tanked my race, because the undercut worked really well in the first run, and was going to work well in the second run, I felt, but didn't work.
Ultimately,
yeah, that's all.
If anything all fails, just blame Thomas Troxel. I mean, it's his fault.
I mean, that's a good one right there.
I mean, it's all Troxel, man.
It's all his fault.
Yeah. Well, did you have any last statements before we go ahead and let you go to bed?
No, but I had fun when we went racing, so yeah. That's about it.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right. Well, congrats on the bracket, and we'll see you next season.
Thank you.
User disconnected from your channel.
Last up is the fat man, the chud.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
Hey, Mr. Landon Lyle, you got a copy?
I do, man.
Well, I think your car seen everything but the lead that race. I think you got involved in half the wrecks, and you had no rear end at the end of that. Take us through it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a rear end. I can thank Steven for that. He did apologize, so I mean, I appreciate it. But still, just I can't really be surprised at how just things have gone. So, I think I got. Let's see. I got wrecked at Texas. I got wrecked at New Hampshire. I don't even think I got anything at Dega, which is crazy. That's the one race you probably need that to happen. And then what was last week? I don't remember it. It's
I think it was
fine.
Iowa, something like that.
Iowa.
Oh yeah, Iowa. I didn't get wrecked, but I got screwed by my controller disconnecting. So, yeah, this was a chase from hell. The fact I got 4th in points was rewarding as crap. I still beat Steven by 1 point. I will take that. And I'm probably the last person that should be talking about it, but actually, I'll get to that part last. I got to talk about my race first. But P11, the goal was a top 10 after those 2 incidents with Steven and then Dylan. And then I got spun again by some 3-wide shenanigans that was just not my fault. I mean, I just got caught up in it. I mean, you guys saw it. I don't know. There's so much that happened in this race. I tried every strategy. I really did try every strategy. I even tried to save about 8 laps of gas, and I got about halfway there that first run, and maybe if I went fully green and all that with what was it, 75 to go, maybe could have cut that in half. I don't know. I'll never know. But I mean, I'll take a P11. After all of that, I'll take a P11. I'm just like kind of frazzled. A few things that went on that race I just don't even understand. Especially near the end. There's like 2 or 3 notables that I'm questioning on. First thing is a rule. I'll just check the replay, I guess, while I'm thinking about it. But I think with that 75 to go, Will was going to pit on he pitted on 85 going to 86. I was like, all right. So then there's obviously a caution, but he didn't get lapped until way after. They were slowing in 3 and 4. He was getting tires on the pit road, and he was still in the lead lap. And then they crossed the line. Then he's a lap down because Alex just now checks the standings, and it says he's a lap down because obviously passed him after the line. He couldn't have beat him out of the pits when they were pacing back after the line, but as far as I'm concerned, he was still in the lead lap when there was a caution. So that part really confused. He probably should have had the lead there. So that really sucks. I'm not sure if that would have changed the outcome of anything at all, but just a thing to look at. I know it's hard to look at things like that mid-race, but I mean, the field was frozen, no?
My only guess on that is I don't know if it's. I doubt this is even the rule, but I don't know if it's like a servicing car or anything. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
No, it was just Alex's reasoning was that he was a lap down when they passed him. Of course, he was a lap down, but they weren't racing it back, unless it's like a thing that they have. Which if that is, that's fine. I understand that because that reasonably makes sense to go to the next lap. But there's a thin margin, window for you to pit and keep the lead lap for a scenario like that, and he should have had the lead lap. In real life, that would have been, he'd been in lead lap and he would have been in the lead. But anyway, it doesn't really matter now, but it still is something I think should be addressed. The next thing was the Battlefield lead. I don't know what that was near the end. Stephen wrecked Talha again. We've asked him that before. I don't know. That they just dug a hole, and that was their race. So there's that. Obviously, congrats to Gino on the title and Alex on the win, but I don't know. And then the Josh thing on the last lap, he just spikes the wall right, and then he wrecks 3 cars, and that's gotta be a furious suspension, right? I don't know what the fuck that was about. Excuse my language, but come on, we're still racing here.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. I mean, it looked like something might have broke or something. I don't know. It might have been intentional, but
nah, he was definitely frustrated. He gave up and just spiked the wall. But then guess what? He spiked it so perfectly that he spun off the corner, and then people ran into him as he came back up the track from the tri-oval. So That's why you don't do that. Okay, so anyway, I know you guys have probably been through that already with a few people, but I'm just like trying to remember things that happened, and just the race was crazy. I had so much damage, and I mean I was like 10 seconds off the pace just trying to save. So I'm really thankful I got an 11th. Obviously, thank you guys for sticking through that broadcast. I mean, that was like 2.5 hours of broadcasting, so you guys earned one for tonight for sure. I'm looking forward to next season. Honestly, I would say right here, right now, I just want to go part-time. You know, I'm just kind of tired of racing so competitively all the time, but this is probably the league I have some of the most fun in because it's all, you know, mostly talented drivers and there's mostly really good tracks, and not all of them are great, like Atlanta, that was horrible, but I do like the racing goes on here, so I'll probably stick around, but thank you guys, and I'll just see you next season.
All right. Well, I mean, I would say congrats, but there's not really a lot to congratulate you on at the moment. But
I mean, I got 4th in points. I held on, so.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You
that's
had
good.
solid points finish.
I mean, I've never had so much damage for so much of the race, and actually came back from it a little bit. So, well, actually, I'm wrong. New Hampshire happened, so maybe I just really, I don't know. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. There was one more thing I wanted to mention because I think it's important. If no one's mentioned already, it's just I don't know. It's not about me at all. But if there was no chase format, Will would have won the championship by 18 points.
I mean,
full season points format. That's what I feel like is the most deserving for IFAR. For entertainment reasons, I think the chase is fun. Like, obviously. 5 races, I'm not sure about. Can't be talking because I'm, you know, I run BP&R the same format, but we've had that since
That
the dawn of
Dunlop
time.
disaster class.
Dunlop Red. I remember he had quite the frustration about that.
Yeah,
Valid frustration, by the
doing
way.
it, thankfully, but
Yeah.
But yeah, like basically, what I'm trying to get at is like IFAR is more like it's competitive. The tracks are almost always really good, and so there's a lot of there's a higher tier to it. I mean, it's been that way for years. So to me, I feel like if there was a chase, make it 6 races, make the seating a little bit larger. It doesn't have to happen, but I mean either that or you do full season points, because I mean. Oh, and also don't put Danga on the chase, because that single-handedly, I'm pretty sure, ruined a lot of people's chances at the title. So very unfortunate. I mean, it was a good throw at it. I like the track choices for sure. Just a lot of them went south for completely different reasons. So I'm just a little disappointed in that, and I don't know. I mean, I know Alex is probably already planning on keeping the chase because I mean that was a probably mostly decision made, majority vote. So it's fair enough. If people want that, that's completely fine. But realistically, like, I don't know. I just, you know, congrats to Gino, but I don't know, I feel like that 27 deserved it just a tiny bit more. But it was really mostly Dega, but. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, talk shit, but it's just unfortunate. I mean, I probably could have been a bit higher in points, too. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to go and check, but yeah, it's just, it sucks. But thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for broadcasting and everything. So I'll see y'all later.
All right. Well, congrats on the points finish, and good luck on your future endeavors.
All right.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
All right. We didn't have anyone else in there, did we?
No.
Oh, we do now. I speak the devil. I ate my words. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our last.
Was moved to your channel.
Tyler, we could have wrapped up, but then you had to join in.
No, I was literally saying like, and there's no one else down there, and then boop.
I was first. Not gonna do it because a bit, you know, heated, but I've cooled off now. So, yeah, I was like, oh, you guys might be wrapped up. Nope.
Yeah, no, there's other people getting interviews. We were just going through, looking at replay, not looking at replay, just making sure the results were listed out, stuff like that. But
Yeah, I mean fair.
yeah, you honestly ran a really good race. I don't think you finished. Oh yeah, you did finish terribly. Daggone. Okay, yeah, you got terrible downfall. But
Mhm.
you know, other than that,
You got
you know.
Gibson.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Brother.
Oh, hey man, I'm focused on like 300 people, B. But so
No comment on that one. No comment on that.
no comment. Okay, well, I guess I'll
No
move.
comment on that.
I didn't even have to ask the question. All right. Well, overall, I mean, I would say this is probably one of the most competitive races you've put together from just an overall standpoint. I mean, you were running top 5 pretty much the whole race.
Yeah, I did not expect to be up there. Chicagoland, especially like at least this variant, has not been the best for me. I could get like fringe top 10s here, but I still haven't really figured out like high speed like managing with how pace is, especially in IFAR where the pace is so high. But the first stint I realized that like I wasn't gonna be able to at least manage, so at least I'm gonna like at least get as much gap as I can before I pit. And then we got lucky with a caution there. Me and the people who pitted around the time. And then a couple more cautions, and then we had a bit of a run, which I managed a bit better in that run, a little bit, but I think some people were fuel saving too. But I was kind of just trying to like not really overdo it or overcompensate. Like I would, if that makes sense. Like I was trying to at least maintain position, but also not trying to like get too hung up on one and burn myself off more. Which a couple of times I kind of feel that, but I was kind of just trying to maintain like the draft there between the main pack.
Overall, you put together a pretty good race. I don't really have any other specific questions. Victor, do you have anything?
What method of torture will he be using the next time he sees Steven Gibson?
Again, no comment. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to that.
All right, I think we know, Tala.
Get the World Grand Prix camera out. I don't know, man. I mean, listen, IFAR is sponsored by All in All, so.
All right, it is.
For all we know, AGG could be making a camera, an EMP camera, for us. So if
maybe he'll be using that instead of the chase for making things more interesting.
I guess he already used it on Harry and Talladega when Harry had his engine failure. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, yeah. MCR got a new driver, and we still did the same disaster class. Except it was at the very end.
I mean, at least he got the bracket. I mean, you can see
he got the bracket, yeah. He got the bracket, but Harry was going to get a top 5, and he ran out of fuel, so.
Oh!
Yeah, it was saying it was good, and then she was like, no, actually, you know what? You're not good. You will run out.
Yeah, I think Dylan got like 7th, though, so.
Yeah, Dylan got 7th, so. Yeah. I don't even know what happened in the final lap there. I just saw, like.
So, Josh died.
So that's why he said he was the SCR.
Did he kill himself, or?
I don't know.
Looked like he killed himself.
I mean, I can't blame him for leaving SCR. I mean, I've got my opinions, but like, daggum, he creased some J's there. I'm not gonna lie.
Several. Yeah, he might get shot for that.
Something like that. Yeah, that was. I don't know. That was interesting. I mean, I thought, maybe his controller disconnected, or maybe he was trying to grab a beer and accidentally swiped his wheel to the right or something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't even think he drinks. I don't know. Maybe he'll start drinking after the night. We'll see.
I don't know.
I know I got offered a beer by a drunk guy today. Natty Daddy is not my first choice when it comes to beer, though.
That sounds like something that would happen to you, Zach. I'm gonna be so real.
I've had a very weird day.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about
it. He's gonna listen. Therapy is very important for you, Zach.
Man, this chick went on a rant about anxiety today. I did not want to hear all that. Like, man, I think you got schizophrenia. But that's another can of worms for another day. Daggone, man. Some people are just weird. You gotta avoid them weirdos, man. Them
Zach,
pesky pranksters, as you will.
Zach, the calls come from inside a house. We are literally in our community.
Well, fair enough. Touche. But
yeah.
at least I'm not going on public rants in public places. So
Yeah, true.
even though I was going to, they were trying to put an AI data center in my town. I was pretty close to going over there and trying to say some stuff that probably shouldn't be said in a public place. Because the mayor, he signed an NDA, so we're pretty pissed off at him. I was trying to see if we could, charge him with something that would have put him in jail, but I think you're talking about this guy named Luigi. We might have to bring him in the conversation.
In Minecraft, by the way, for
the in Minecraft, yeah, this is in Minecraft, yeah. Yeah, them data centers though, they're nasty. I would hate to see one of those pop up.
Apparently, Dylan say he's done something and he's on a 3 race probation, so Dylan might get hung post race.
Welp. Yeah, he was saying he was gonna get hung or something in the interview. I was like, man, that's gonna suck. Oh well. But one person that is going to be back next season, Mr. D-Dog Rodriguez. He's going to be back on the track.
The D-Dog Revenge Tour.
He will be back, and he will. I don't know if he's going to be creasing Jays or if the Jays are going to be creasing him. We're going to find out. But it's definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But do you have anything else, Tala?
Nah.
Well, let's see. One last check the waiting room. Nobody's down there. All right, we're good. Victor, do you have any last statements?
Well, this was a fun race to commentate, but also just a phenomenal IFAR season altogether. I'm excited to come back to the booth.
All right, well, season 16 is in the books. Race winner Alexander Gonzalez-Greene puts together a very nice finish there towards the end. Bracket champion ends up being Dylan Negron after a, what was it, a 5-something race ordeal with that. And constructors go to Scuderia Carmona Racing, and your season 16 IFAR champion, Gina Bononi, is going to be walking home with the pizza. Well, from everybody here in the booth, the league, all that, I want to thank Victor for joining me here in the booth. I want to thank everybody for putting on a good race. I want to thank AGG for putting all the hard work he does into this league, as well as Josh, the admin. And I think Jelani does some work on the tracks as well, so big thanks to him. And I want to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy, like and subscribe anyway, because, well, why not? And other than that, I think we'll be good for this. I think, let's see what we're going with this week. Let's see, tomorrow is Sunday. I think, is BPNR racing Tuesday?
Yeah. Race is Tuesday.
Alright, so we got BPNR going to, do you know where they're going?
USA.
They're going, oh god. They're going to USA on Tuesday. That'll be on Victor's channel. And then, they're probably going somewhere D2 on Wednesday, aren't they?
I think, let me check a D2 schedule. Give me one moment. To find the damn channel that is. I forgot what day. They're going to Memphis Motorsports Park on Tuesday. Yeah. I mean, that's it. I have no idea where CCRS is going.
I didn't think about
Caesar. Okay, that's season 9. I don't know if it's season 9. I don't know if it's season 10. Caesars is going to Chicago Motor Speedway.
Chicago Motor is a death sentence.
Remember that one time in Caesar Season 1, they ran a Chicago triple header. They had Chicagoland, Chicago Motor Speedway, and the infamous Chicago Street Course. I could probably do a whole video on that. Got my gears turned now.
And yeah, Gnarls in the off season. Essex goes to Pocono. And OSCC is Indy, and then DSA tomorrow is Donington, and then next week is I forgot what the next week is. It's going to a track.
A track, yes.
Oh, it's Lautz's Ring. Airport. So that's I guess the lineup for the next weekish.
I know Victor's broadcasting. I think Bud's racing somewhere Friday.
Yeah.
I think McDragon's planning on broadcasting that. As for Cheese Food, I think unless there's some random niche league I want to broadcast in between, it'd probably be Gnarl on the 3rd. I'm able to make that. That is.
Job.
But yeah, other than that, we'll call it good, and we'll see you guys next time.